Town Boys Blessed Sausage, how it's got its name. The way it got its name is because of my grandfather, my father, and my son, which is named Thomas. And my grandfather, when they wanted town boys to go do work, they would say, Tom, can we get your boys? So they called them Town Boys. So my son, I named him Tom also. How I miss being Tom, I don't know. Anyway, that's how we got up to be Town Boys Blessed Sausage. How we got into the sausage business is my father raised pigs, I raised pigs, but the price of pigs went down to 15 cents a pound. So I was talking to an inspector about how the price didn't change in the grocery store and how I wish I could take and make the sausage and sell it myself and cut out all the middleman. Well, his suggestion is, why don't you? The idea about converting tobacco barn came from, I guess, a lot of prayer and thinking over the situation, and also trying to use the things on the farm that we already had. So, because we knew to go put up a new establishment or new building for it, it would be really expensive. Then the barn was sitting there. So I guess after a lot of prayer and thought, it just come to me, let's use this here. It'll be a natural, it'll be old-fashioned, it'll be somewhere people want to come and look at. So that's how I think we came up with it. And then we knew that it had mostly what it needed, 4 walls. And so we took it from there and cemented the floors and on with the hot and cold water in the freezers. So I guess that's basically where the idea came from. The extension helped us because we've always been acquainted with and kind of like initiated conversations back and forth. We originally came up with the ideal before we talked with them about put the barn and stuff in process, but then we needed more ideas, we needed to be more creative, which we talked to Mr. Brownlee, which helped us by, he was telling us there were grants and other opportunities open for us. So that's why we ended up with a grant which helped us do more marketing, which by a freezer truck, by giving us funding, extra funding to take and rework the building. We've been dealing with the extension agency ever since I can remember as a boy growing up. My father, he's real acquainted with him, which acquainted me with him. Matter of fact, while we was there, we met up with Nelson Brownlee, which is a good friend of my dad and becoming a good friend of mine, and they're always after something or they're checking something out, and he's got a surplus of information. If you want to know something, you find Nelson and he'll find out for you and bring you the information. So we use him a lot when we don't know or when we want a different insight from what we're thinking, because a lot of times he can change your thinking to looking into a different direction or a different avenue. So it's been real good for us to know him, and we plan to continue to, in the future to get suggestions and go back and forth with extension, and we're hoping that Nelson have longevity there because he's been real helpful to us. We're learning to really love this. That's why we're hoping to make it a real success, because I'm a farm boy raised on the farm, and that's where I want my livelihood to come from. That's where I want to spend most of my time at. And we find ourselves now working day and night from the store here with the public, trying to build customers back and forth from the farm. So it's really giving us a good opportunity to do what we love doing most, which is farming, and on a small farm. So if we can continue it and continue to increase production and continue to increase ideals and mechanisms that make small business work for small people, we think we're going to enjoy it.
Cooperative extension agents and support staff also help farmers develop farm plans, conduct grower schools, host field days and forums, as well as make regular routine visits to farmers to help them develop strategies for becoming more successful.